Hey guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are talking about all of the nominees that were nominated for the Game Awards, not just Game of the Year. I have not looked at this or voted just yet. I wanted to do it here. As you guys can see, I am still in my work clothes, still got my scrubs on, so I am fresh out of work. And the only thing I know is that Starfield did not get nominated. I saw that a little bit on Twitter, and then I kind of hopped off because I didn't want to look at it yet. I kind of wanted to look at it and vote kind of at the same time, so we're going to do that right now. Like I said, the only thing I saw was that Starfield didn't win, or not win, didn't get nominated for Game of the Year, so I saw a ton of just kind of Xbox people getting upset and whatnot, so let's go ahead and start the voting. Oh, right off, they're going to do Game of the Year right off the bat. Okay, so we got Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Wonder. That's one I kind of predicted, but I really didn't think would be on there. And Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, kind of a no-brainer. Pretty much all of these games I predicted would be on there, minus Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 is the only game I have not played. Or I should say, I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 yet, but my wife has been playing a lot. I've been watching her play, seen a lot of gameplay. But personally for me, yeah, Alan Wake 2, I think, since I haven't played Alan Wake 2, I don't know, but my personal list, I think I had Final Fantasy 16 here. So kind of a shame not to see that one. I think out of all these ones, I probably would have put Final Fantasy 16 over Super Mario Wonder. Although I'm having a good time with it, don't think I'm enjoying it more than Final Fantasy 16. But personally, shoot, man, this is a hard one. So I'm not going to vote, unfortunately, Baldur's Gate 3 or Alan Wake 2, just because I haven't played them. I played these four. If I had to predict which one's going to win, I have heard nothing but positive things about Alan Wake, or sorry, yeah, I heard a lot of good things about Alan Wake 2, but have heard nothing but just compliments and praise for Baldur's Gate 3. I actually can't wait to play it myself. Just need to make time to do so. But I honestly, out of the ones that I have played, I think Spider-Man 2 is, they kind of updated this, is my personal, out of this category, for Game of the Year. I wish I had played all of them. Alan Wake 2 is definitely on the list. I am working through Alan Wake 1, and so far it's been okay. But like I said, the game came out like years ago. I think it's been like over 10 years now. So as far as the games that I have played, Spider-Man 2 is Game of the Year for me so far. I'll do a video later talking about what my actual Game of the Year is, just at all of them in general, because I've played so many great games this year, and of course not all of them can make the list. So Final Fantasy 16 being among them. Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Wonder. Okay, so pretty much the exact same, just one less game than Game of the Year. What's the one that's missing on here? Oh, Resident Evil 4. Best Game Direction. I don't think it's Tears of the Kingdom. As much as I liked Tears of the Kingdom, I definitely felt very much like it was Breath of the Wild. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I would just say as far as game direction, the game direction was more or less the same. Mario Wonder, I don't think it's Mario Wonder either, just because it's like classic 2D Mario, which I personally really love, but I don't think they really did much different. Spider-Man 2, as much as I love that game, and it's my personal Game of the Year out of these categories, I don't think it changes much. It just is still a Spider-Man game. It's kind of what I expected, and which is nothing bad about that, but it's Baldur's Gate 3. Like I said, I don't really know. I mean, it's been fun. I think it's honestly between these two. I think I'm going to give it to Alan Wake 2. Even though I haven't played Alan Wake 2, just from playing the first game and seeing some gameplay trailers and some other gameplay videos online, it looks totally different from the first game. And so I'm pretty excited to hop into it, actually. Let's go to the next category. Best Narrative for outstanding storytelling, narrative development in a game. Wow, this is also a really... Oh, this is very hard. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16. We finally got Final Fantasy on there, and Spider-Man 2. Shoot, this is a tough one, man. I mean, just out of these three that I've played, Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty, I just uploaded my video on that. You guys should check it out. Was awesome. I absolutely loved it. I personally really liked Final Fantasy. I thought the game was awesome. And then Spider-Man 2, I'm working on the video right now. I also really loved it. Best storytelling. Honestly, I mean, I know there's going to be people in the chat already going to be mad at me because honestly, I can't speak on Baldur's Gate 3. I am pretty confident Baldur's Gate 3 is going to kind of sweep a lot of these nominations. But I'm not really going to vote for Baldur's Gate 3 just because I don't know. Like, I just haven't played it, so I don't know. Same with Alan Wake 2. I don't know if Alan Wake 2 has a better story than these other ones. And I tend to stay offline and looking at these stuff. I like to experience it for myself. Out of these three, I'm going to say Final Fantasy. Next category. Although Spider-Man, I don't know, man. All those games were so good. Best Art Direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. We got Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I've played all of these games. Actually, I think I played No, I didn't play Baldur's Gate. It's the only game, because basically there's so many games coming out that my wife and I decided that we'd each play one, and I let my wife choose, and she chose Baldur's Gate, and I played Starfield. Turns out I did not like Starfield all that much, and she's been having a great time with Baldur's Gate. So eventually I will play it when I have some time. Honestly, I'm going to be 100% biased. Lies of P. I absolutely freaking love that game. Is the closest that I think we're going to get to Bloodborne 2, and I absolutely loved Bloodborne. So that's getting my vote. Best Score in Music for outstanding music inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, Legend of Zelda. Out of these ones I've played, Hi-Fi Rush was really good. But Final Fantasy 16 was more memorable, and I absolutely loved the soundtrack for this, so I'm going to go with Final Fantasy 16. I'm sure they all had great music. Hi-Fi Rush was awesome, as well as Zelda, but all great music. Best Audio Design. Oh, this is interesting. Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel Spider-Man, and Resident Evil 4. This one might be surprising for some people, but out of all of these games, there was only one game where I actually literally thought to myself, is like, wow, the audio design is pretty well done in this game. And it was actually Dead Space Remake. Just because there's some of those like monsters that hide in like the vents and pop out. And I just remember hearing it through I have some pretty nice headset, at least I think so. And I just remember hearing like the monsters and whatnot as I was playing the game. Especially there's that one boss fight that literally will hide up in the vents. Keep going. Best Performance. Ooh, this is a good one, actually. Awarded for an individual for voice over acting, motion, and or performance capture. We got Ben Starr, Final Fantasy 16. He plays Clive. Jedi Survivor. Cameron, I can never say his last name. Plays Cal Kestis. Idris Elba for Solomon Reed. Does it actually say? No. This girl for Alan Wake 2. Neil Newborn. He looks like he's the vampire dude from Baldur's Gate. Oh yeah, Baldur's Gate 3. And then Lori Lorenthal from Spider-Man 2. Honestly, they all, even in Baldur's Gate 3, like I said, I haven't played it myself, but watching voice acting for him is also really good. It's kind of hard because part of me doesn't want to vote for actual like Hollywood actors. I mean, I know he's been in more like TV stuff, but Idris Elba is like an actual actor, so it seems a little unfair to put him in with just like the voice acting. Personally, I think I'm going to give it to Ben Starr. He did absolutely killed it as Clive. So, although Lorenthal is a close second, he did really good as Spider-Man as well. Innovation and accessibility. We got Diablo 4, Forza Motorsport, Hi-Fi Rush, Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, and Street Fighter 6. I, out of these games, have played Diablo 4, Forza Motorsport, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and I have not played Street Fighter 6 or Mortal Kombat 1. I do kind of enjoy the Mortal Kombat games. I'm just not a big fighting game. Like, fighting games are not my thing. But what was this one for? Accessibility. Honestly, I'm going to give it to Hi-Fi Rush. I am not very good at rhythm games, and they had a lot of things that particularly helped me play the game. I am pretty much tone deaf. I love music and everything, but getting things on the beat was difficult for me. And they had a lot of options there. I loved how the world, like everything, just bounced to the beat, so it really helped me play the game. And I'm sure a lot of these other games like Spider-Man 2 and Diablo 4, I'm sure they got some great accessibility options. But for me, it's going to be Hi-Fi Rush. All great games, by the way. Like I said, I'm not real big on fighting games. Games for Impact. Honestly, I have not played a single one of these games, so we are going to just skip this category. Best ongoing game. Why do I feel like it's the same games every single year? Oh, Cyberpunk. Interesting. Apex Legends, Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. It's not really an ongoing game, but I'm just going to give it to Phantom Liberty because they totally changed that game around. And honestly, it's the same 4 games every single year. So I'm just going to go with Cyberpunk because why not? Best community support. Similar games as last year. We got Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny 2. Interesting, because they just laid off a boatload of employees. Final Fantasy XIV and No Man's Sky. Best community support. Honestly, I think it's going to be between these two because I know Baldur's Gate was in like beta for like a long time and took a lot of feedback from players to make the game even bigger and better. But also Cyberpunk completely did a 180 from being a giant trash pile to one of my favorite games that I've played this year. So I'm personally going to give it to Cyberpunk. Best independent game. Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. Huh. That's interesting. I totally thought, what is this? Best independent game. Is this the same as best indie game? Best independent game? Best indie game? Dang, I totally thought Liza P would have been on here. It is not. And unfortunately, I have not played any one of these games. I do have a friend that has played Sea of Stars and said that it has been pretty good. But as far as some of these other ones, I've never even heard of Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, or Viewfinder. So we are just going to skip that category. Wait. Best debut indie game. Okay, so for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. Okay. And best indie debut for the best debut game created by a new independent studio. Okay, for some reason I thought that theirs were one and the same. Alright, well, same as before, I have played none of these games. And also, still, again, surprised that Liza P is not on here because I thought that was an indie game and that was that studio's first game. So, someone down in the comments, feel free to explain that to me. Maybe it's not an indie game and I'm just thinking that it was, but I could have swore it was. Best mobile game. You know what? I have actually, despite me not really liking mobile games and getting into mobile games, I have played 2 on this list. I have played the Final Fantasy Ever Crisis quite a bit, and then I've also played the Monster Hunter Now quite a bit. So, personally, I dumped a lot more hours into Final Fantasy, so we are going to give it to that one. I mean, I liked it. There's just a ton. I mean, all these mobile games just have a ton of monetization bullcrap in it. Alright, best VR AR game. I have played none of these. So, I've heard... Oh, Gran Turismo has a VR mode? Interesting. Would not have called that. I heard Call of the Mountain was pretty decent. And, of course, Resident Evil Village I think also would be really cool. But I have not played either, so we're not going to guess. Ooh, best action game. Yo, this is a tough one. Holy cow. For the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat. Armored Core 6. Ooh, that's a good one from Software. Dead Island 2, have not played that one. Ghost Runner 2, I do have it, but I have not played it yet. But Ghost Runner 1 was really fun. Hi-Fi Rush, also fun. And Remnant 2, jeez. If I'm being honest, it's going to be between Armored Core 6 and Remnant 2. That's sad. Oh, man. I really enjoyed both of these games. Shoot. Oh, man. Remnant 2. Honestly, oh, shoot. I feel like this is a crime because I really loved Armored Core 6. But I had a ton of fun also in Remnant 2. And the thing is that I played Armored Core 6 and I knew it was going to be good. From Software doesn't miss. I think I personally gave it like a 9 out of 10. Super great game. But also Remnant 2 was a sleeper hit. I got it not really knowing what to do because I think the game I was originally going to play got delayed. And so I was like, well, I'll play this game. And it turned out to be surprisingly good. Played it with a couple friends. I'm gonna go Remnant 2. I feel like this is a crime, but I personally they're both really fun games, but because I was playing with friends and whatnot, I personally had a blast with Remnant 2. I don't know, because I loved Armored Core 6 so much. That's a hard one. Best action adventure game. Wait a minute. Oh, best action game. This is action/adventure. Okay. Got Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Tears of the Kingdom. As far as action and adventure, I don't know if I'd put Resident Evil. I mean, I guess it is action adventure. It's just more of a horror genre, I guess. Same with Alan Wake 2. I haven't played it, so it could be totally off on that. But I've played these 4, and I think I'm going to give it to Jedi Survivor. I would say that one's the most action adventure-y game, in my opinion. Like I said, at the end of the day, these are all just opinions. So if you guys don't like it, that's okay. If you guys think something else is better, then go ahead and vote for yourself. At the end of the day, these are all just opinions. Best RPG for the best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experience. Huh? Okay, so Baldur's Gate 3 hardcore RPG, just from what I've seen. Final Fantasy 16. I guess? That's the thing, dude. Everything is getting labeled as RPG nowadays. When I think of RPG, I think of like a character creator. You create your character, you are making choices. Literally what Baldur's Gate 3 is, what like Cyberpunk is. I feel like those ones are RPGs. Even Starfield here, where you create your own character and background and everything. And as much as I like both of these games, my mind, when someone says RPG, these don't come to mind. These what I would consider more of like action adventure. I guess I could be totally off. I guess RPG, role-playing game. I guess you're playing the role of Clive. Shoot. Dude, honestly, I I love Lies of P, and this one, Oh, is this the only one Starfield so far? We're 13 out of 31. It's the first time we've seen Starfield. But I can't sit here and tell you that as far as RPG goes, I think it has to be Baldur's Gate, honestly. Even though I've only been a watcher of Baldur's Gate 3, not a player, yeah. I don't know how you could not vote anything else besides that. Best fighting game, got God of Rock, never played it. Mortal Kombat, never played it. Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl 2. Surprisingly, I have played this one. I actually got it and played it with my kids not too long ago. They hated it. Well, kind of. I loved it. Pocket Bravery and Street Fighter 6. Honestly, I have heard nothing but great things about Street Fighter 6. Part of me always wants to play some of these fighting games, but I know that it's just not my style. It's not something I enjoy as much, so I don't waste my money on something that I know I might not enjoy, but I'm glad that there are people who do, so we are going to put Street Fighter 6. Technically, I haven't played any of those, or I played one of them. Best family game, Disney Illusion Island. I had no idea. I've played Party Animals, not played Pikmin 4, have not played Sonic Superstars or Mario Bros. Wonder. Honestly, I don't see how you can look at this category and pick anything other than Mario Wonder. It has been awesome. Best sim strategy game. I have heard none of these games besides Fire Emblem, but I haven't heard specifically of this one, and I've heard of Pikmin 4. But we're going to skip this category because I have I don't know. Esports, or not esports, best racing or best sports / racing. Same with fighting games. Racing games and sports games are just not my thing unless it is Tony Hawk or some sort of skateboarding game. I love skateboarding games. Those are my favorite. I used to love a lot of the dirt bike games, but I haven't really gotten into any of the new ones recently, or newer ones, I should say. But I'm going to skip this category because I don't personally care. Best multiplayer. Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, yeah, I guess it does. You can play with friends. Diablo 4. Okay. Party Animals. Yeah. Street Fighter 6. Yeah. Mario Wonder. Okay. So realistically, I've played Mario Wonder way more with family. Like, it's been like a couch co-op game. Been awesome. Like I said, haven't played Street Fighter 6. Have played Party Animals. It looks great, and I love like the Pixar kind of look to it, but personally I wasn't a big fan of it. I thought the controls were weird. Diablo 4 is weird because I guess you could play multiplayer, but I played Diablo 4 pretty much alone by myself. There's a few times I had a buddy play with me. And then as far as Baldur's Gate, my wife has literally just played by herself. So honestly, for best multiplayer game, I have to give it to Mario, because that one we played a ton with my family, and it's been a lot of fun. Best adaptation. This looks like movies. We got Castlevania Nocturne. I've not watched this one yet. I've not watched this one yet. I heard it was really good. I watched the first Castlevania, and it was awesome. Like the first 3 seasons or whatever. Gran Turismo, I have not seen it. I've heard some good things about it. Last of Us, I have seen it, and it has been awesome. Freaking loved it. Super Mario Bros. Movie, also really awesome, and I loved it. Oh wow, what the heck? I just realized this. Best adaptation. Sony Pictures. Or PlayStation, I should say. PlayStation, Sony Pictures. PlayStation. Twisted Metal's PlayStation. I did not realize that. Honestly, I'm going to go with The Last of Us TV show. I think that one kind of broke into the mainstream more than anything. Mario has always kind of been mainstream, but out of all those, I had like people at work, I had friends and whatnot, all talking about The Last of Us. Even my brother, who's never even played any of The Last of Us games, was talking about this show. So for me personally, we're going to go Last of Us. Most anticipated game. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Bro, I am so pumped for this game. Final Fantasy VII Remake was my very first Final Fantasy game ever. and I had so much fun. I absolutely loved it. It made me fall in love with the series. After that, I started playing some of the other Final Fantasies. I've never played the original one, but man, I am looking forward to this game so much. Hades 2, personally never played Hades 1, so it's been on the list of games to play, just never gotten around to it. Like a Dragon, same as Hades, never gotten into the Like a Dragon series, although I've wanted to. It's just got to make time for it, and I am always got no time. Ooh, Star Wars Outlaw. That's one I'm actually really looking forward to as well. And Tekken 8. Now, the fighting game looks super cool. I'm not going to lie. Some of the trailers I've seen look really cool, but I'm like, it's a fighting game, and I know I'm just not going to enjoy it as much. Maybe it might change my mind. I'll watch some more gameplay trailers on it. But realistically, it's going to be between Final Fantasy VII and Star Wars, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan. But I'd be lying to everyone if I said it was not Final Fantasy VII. Content creator of the year, content creator of the year, Iron Mouse, People Make Games, Quackity, Screen. I've heard of People Make Games. I thought I might watch something on the YouTube once. Is it YouTube? No idea who these other people are, so we're gonna skip it. Best esports game. Same games as always. Gonna skip it because I don't care. Best esports athlete, like we're supposed to just know who these yahoos are. I say that and no one knows who I am too, so I guess I'm a yahoo as well. No idea who they are. Best esports team, no idea. I mean, it's nice that they put this in there, but honestly, I feel like the vast majority just does not care about the last couple categories. Best esports event, no one cares. Ooh, why can't I go next? Votes cast. Oh, maybe that's the last one because I've only done 19 out of 30 votes. Okay, so that's the last one. Let's go to the very beginning. I want to talk a little bit about the game of the year. Game of the year. Honestly, for me personally, I think that in this spot here, as much as I love Mario Wonder, the 2D platform has been absolutely fun. I don't think it is Game of the Year quality, personally. What I would have put here, probably Final Fantasy 16, if I'm being honest. I don't think that this one is... Like, it's weird. It's like I'm having fun, and I'm having fun playing with my family, but, like... Do I think it's better than Zelda? Of course not. Do I think it's better than Resident Evil 4? No. Do I think it's better than Spider-Man? No. Baldur's Gate, Alan Wake 2, like, I just don't think that this Mario Wonder is in the same caliber. That's just my opinion. I think Final Fantasy 16 fits here a little better than Mario Wonder. I don't think Starfield belongs here either. Personally, I didn't like Starfield. I played about 40 hours of Starfield, and then I just quit. You guys could watch the video on my channel of my reasons why I quit, but honestly, out of these ones, I do think Baldur's Gate 3 has the highest chances of winning. I've heard nothing but praises, but I would not be surprised if Alan Wake 2 kind of sneaks the dub, honestly. Like, I know it just came out, and maybe it's just because it's fresh on everybody's mind, which I feel like also plays a little bit into the factor, but I've heard nothing but praises from this game, and it makes me super excited to jump into it myself. But honestly, I think Baldur's Gate 3, even though out of these games here, I would say Spider-Man's probably my personal, just out of the games listed. We'll do my personal game of the year a little bit later. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video, guys. This is at the GameAwards.com. If you guys want to go and vote yourself, go there, and all you have to do is sign in with like a Gmail or whatever. But those are going to be my picks. I am super excited for the Game Awards. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought was the Game of the Year. Which picks do you think? And we're going to catch you guys on the next video.